Hello, darlings. Welcome to Girl Stop, where we talk straight, we are accountable, and yes, you guessed it, we move forward. I'm so glad you guys are here today. This is an exciting day for me. And I'm glad that you chose to be a part of it. And again, welcome to Girl Stop. And I have a very special guest here with us today. And some of you may remember her, some of you may not, but we haven't chatted in a long time. She was always amazing when we were even doing Woman to Woman, so it's been that long. But take time with me to welcome our special guest up, Miss Mauricia. We call her Pleasure. Hey, there she
Hi,
is.
lady.
I'm so excited to be chatting with you today. I guess you can tell because it's been so long. Let me take time. Latrice Williams, Apostle Latrice Williams is on here. My sissy, thank you. Nala is here. Tracy is here. I have another Facebook. You just saying hello. Thank you guys for joining us. You will not be disappointed. The guest that we have today is, I'm telling you, like I'm just in awe as she continues to live above her circumstances. And she can tell you this better than me. I'll probably interject and interrupt because I'm all excited about it. But I'm going to let her just kind of talk about the things that she's gone through and how she's been able to live and continue to live life and enjoy life, even in the circumstances that she has faces. Welcome, Miss Ma'am. How are you doing today?
I am blessed. I am blessed. Glad to be
Yes.
on here.
Yes, I'm so glad you were here and had time to join us. We know it's just a blurt. We're not on here long. And a lot of people jump in and out from work and they come after work and look at it. But, I get the messages from that. But I'm glad that you were able to jump on because we know you're at work today yourself, right?
Yeah, a little bit, little bit.
Little bit. So with that being said, can you share just a little or of your, because I know we don't have long time, but we got enough time for this, of your story with us, just because I know it'll encourage others as well.
Yes. Um, well, to God be the glory. I hope that I am able to encourage and inspire someone on today. So everything started in 2011. I'm going to skip that year though and just go ahead and go into 2012.
Okay.
Um, Running 4 miles a day, working out, healthy, going to church, just thought I was living life right. And I was out of nowhere diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Right.
I lost my home. My grandparents had recently moved from Detroit to Rome, had to move in with my grandparents. That was a very hard pill to swallow when you grown. It's
Right.
hard for grown people to
To move
live
in.
together.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, I had teenagers. Um, so it was a task, and it was a task to have to depend on others for your shelter, for your food. Um,
Right.
it was really a place where I really had to humble myself and be grateful and try not to. I have to remember, it's one day at a time. It's one day at
Right.
a time. And during that time, I was going through some depression, just thinking, why God, why did this happen to me? My children and I had started having relationship problems. They started having problems at school,
Right.
and it was just very, very hard because I'm an independent person. And
Exactly.
so,
I'm gonna
um,
hold you for a minute. You said you got
okay,
diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis.
multiple, yes,
And so we hear the name, but give us just a little backdrop of what that means as far
mhm,
as how it affected you, which is why you had to move
mhm,
in with somebody else, which is why you
yes,
lost the home and lost the just kind of because you were a very independent woman and this all of a sudden came into your life. So in the
yeah,
effects physically, what does that
yeah.
mean?
So, multiple sclerosis actually affects every every area of your living, physically. It is an autoimmune disease, a central
Okay.
nervous disease, that your body is actually fighting itself.
Okay.
So it destroys your nerves. So for me, what it did, I lost the use. Just I was just flimsy.
Okay.
So one thing that I have to be very aware of now is I can't get overheated
Okay.
because it's like you lose control. You're not able to hold on to things, or your legs are can be very, very weak at times.
Right.
And my legs are very heavy.
Right.
Um, I still deal with constant pain every day, because of I had neuropathy in my hands and in my legs and feet.
Okay.
And it is something that nothing takes that pain away.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Cognitively, MS affects your memory, short term and long term, and I struggle with that on a day to day basis as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
See, I
because I
didn't know that
have,
about memory. I didn't know that about the
yeah,
memory. Okay.
yeah, I actually have lesions on my brain, and it interrupts the message that I may send. I'm trying to send a message to myself to say a word, and I
Right.
know the word that I want to say, but
Right.
my brain is taking a minute for my brain to catch up so that I can verbalize it.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
Um, and sometimes it's a struggle. I
Mhm.
found recently, I guess like in the past few years, I say a lot. There's hesitation when I'm speaking, and it's because I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And then just memory, I have to write down everything,
Everything.
because I forget,
Right.
and we know that sometimes it's usual for us to have some memory loss, as we get
Right.
older. Because I mean, I'm almost 50 years old, and
Mhm.
so I expected it, but ooh, not this
It's
much, you
right.
know. And even to the point when I worked with Highland Rivers in the community, I drove from house to house. I caught myself driving in a circle
Okay.
because I forgot where I was going.
Okay.
And that's the first time that it really hit me that
Right.
cognitively,
Okay.
I was losing.
Okay.
So
And
having
so
to
you
write everything down.
everything. So that was like for you, I witnessed not. I think I was over at one time and saw you in like a little state, but I didn't get to see all of them. I've been gone now for a while. But for
Mhm.
you, it just totally changed your whole. It changed your
Yeah,
whole life. But the thing that I think I have found that I'm admiring about you is that it hasn't stopped you. You have found a way to continue living. You didn't just
yeah,
give up and go home and say, I'm going on disability. I'm never going to work
yeah,
again, or I'm not going to.
yeah,
You still kept pressing. And even,
yeah.
like you mentioned, Highland Rivers, you work there. And then
Hmm.
you have a full-time job. Even now, you're working. So
Yeah.
what is it about Miss Pleasure
Oh,
that says, hey, I have this, but it doesn't have me, and
there you
I'm
go.
going to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah. It's nothing about mispleasure. I can
Okay.
tell you that. It is my strength comes from God.
Yes.
Uh, because if it was me, I would lay down and I would sulk in my own misery.
Right.
But during that period where I lived with my grandparents, I did go through depression. I asked God, why? Why am I going through this? Why did you just let me die? Just
Right.
let me leave.
Right.
Because that's how I was.
Right.
And I was laying in bed one day and I heard the voice of Jesus say, if I can raise Lazarus from the
Come
dead,
on now.
what makes you think I can't heal multiple
Come
sclerosis?
on now.
And that spoke something to me
Right. Right.
because I do have faith in God, and I know that God still works miracles. So that was my knowing that this is for a reason. This is
Exactly.
for a purpose.
Exactly.
Um, and my mother came to town and she told me, she said, you know what? She said, this may not be about you. This may be God's way of
Mm,
showing others your faith
yes.
that you have in Him.
Mm,
So that's how I keep going. That's how I
Right.
keep pressing, even when I don't want to. When I want to stay in bed, nah, can't do that. Because see, my goal every day is to share my testimony with someone
Right.
and to tell someone about the goodness of God.
Right. Right.
Um, and on my job now, so from for a couple of years, I guess for almost 2 years, I was on disability because of multiple sclerosis. And, the doctors told me, you're not going to work again. No,
Right.
no, 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 no.
That's what
Um,
I
be-
love about you. Like
yeah,
you just, yeah. I love that
you
about
have to keep
you.
going.
You have to keep going, but you're not just talking about what we have to do. Let me tell you something,
Yeah.
baby. You're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And so,
to
like,
God be the glory.
to God be the glory. And like a
Yeah,
Apostle Latrice, I just put up, she said, it's for purpose. Like you're saying,
yeah,
it is for purpose. And you
mhm,
think about, and we say this a lot, all the stuff that's happened in the land since COVID and people being depressed and giving up and thinking, it can't be worse. When you've got a situation where you've had to have had to deal with it much longer than COVID, and you're saying to us, but God,
but God,
but
yeah,
God, I'm not laying down, I'm not
yeah,
taking a handout, I'm not whatever that's God has given me the power to do, then that's what you're
yeah,
doing. So for
yeah.
me, you're just an inspiration. Trace Chang says, yes, you're an inspiration to all of us. So, you just to say, you're like, God, why? And like Apostle said, that it's for purpose. Baby, you have purpose, okay? And we're here for it, and I'm just excited about it. I'm fast forwarding you forward to even now because you have
Mhm.
persevered like nobody. Like I'm talking about you're the boss lady, okay? But even now, tell us, like, you're working a full-time job now. You're still present. What are
Mhm.
you doing? What's going on with you even now?
Okay. So when COVID first hit off, I was working a part-time job and then I contracted COVID. So I was at home. And
Okay.
well, I guess about 2019, um, I've always wanted to be a life coach. Well, I
Okay.
have my life coach certification now. I am back working in long-term care. I'm the director of social services and activities at
Okay.
a long-term care facility.
Okay.
Um, so I'm doing that and love what I do. I enjoy loving on people and encouraging people every day, and I get to do that. I also organize the multiple sclerosis support group of Northwest Georgia, and
Yes.
I do more one-on-one. Uh, I don't really call it life coaching.
Hmm.
I I because it's about life, but it's more than that. It's knowing
Right.
what your purpose is,
It's
and
ministry.
is getting direction.
Yes. Yes.
So, and I do more and more with that. I don't do too many groups unless I'm asked to do that.
Right.
I am also the program director for Hope's House. It is a resource center
Okay.
in
Yeah.
Rome. It's a day center
Yeah.
for underserved and homeless community in Floyd County. I connected with that through a young lady that started it in Rome. Her and I worked together
Right.
in mental health. Y'all, I'm just, to God be the glory.
I
I
know.
know it is not my strength.
Right.
I know it's God's
It's
strength
God.
that,
It's
that
God.
keeps me going.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so, oh, and the biggest thing, I accepted my call.
I was gonna get to that because I remember seeing something like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So yes, yes, you did that. When did you do that?
2019.
I thought, okay, yes, yes. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and I'm just like I said, I'm just excited to have you jump on with us briefly here and share that. I see, they're saying goals. I mean, just excited to see what God is definitely doing with you. Somebody saying awesome congratulations to you. I don't see their name. But just knowing, what God has done for you, and just to say to you that you are definitely, I'm telling you, we hadn't talked, but I'd be watching, like, let me see what she got, whatever, because you are, definitely an inspiration. We are, well, I'm older, but still, I be treating y'all like y'all my baby sometimes. Even if y'all don't talk to me, I'd be like, let me see what they doing, whatever. So I am still, you should know that even if we are not, Apostle Tree says, "Congratulations." Even if we're
Thank
not
you.
talking or whatever, there are people still in the background rooting for you. You may not hear from us every
Oh,
day.
amen.
We may not be having those constant conversations, but we are
Yeah,
definitely rooting and praying for you. Tracy Trainer says, "Love your inspirational story." It really is. Mr. Barton jumps on here, so he's clapping and giving fist pounds.
oh, thank you.
He's clapping and giving fist pounds. Facebook Loser said, "Thank you for your testimony." But the whole thing for us this month is that we are living above our circumstances, and there is no better
Absolutely.
person that could come and say that you're in the middle and you're still living above it. Like you're there now,
Mhm.
and you're saying, but for the grace of God,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thank you for that. If you have any final things that you want to say, you can say them
Mm,
now, and I'm gonna get them out of here. Do you want
yeah.
anything to say to wrap us up?
I would just tell you, don't give up. Don't give up. Things will get hard, but you have to remember while you're going through that wilderness, there is a promised land for you, but you can't get there without going through your wilderness.
Yes, yes. Love
I
you.
love you.
Okay, guys, I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
let you
having
get back to
me.
it. Yes, wonderful. We have to get together, do it again. We have to get together and have some chatting time.
Yeah.
Because I am so inspired by what God has done with you. And you guys have a blessed rest of the day.